Good afternoon, guys. Welcome to the podcast. Happy New Year, December, last day of 2025. And I've got Jared Jennings from California here to talk to us all about his work. And he's an online coach and he's the founder of Phantom Brands. And he's got an amazing story and he's got an entrepreneurial story. And we're going to talk about how to create an online business, building a brand that sells, online coach. And I'm really happy to have him on for the last podcast of the year. So Jared, welcome.
Yes, I don't have any after this. So this is definitely my last podcast of the year. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah. Briefly introduce yourself, your story, and I'm really excited to talk with you.
Yeah, absolutely. So I went into the corporate world out of college to go into sales. That was always going to be my professional career. And when I got into sales and when I got into my big corporate role, I came to realize that this wasn't for me. The corporate world, the bureaucracy, the politics, it wasn't aligned with what I wanted to do in my life. And I also realized that to reach the level and the quality of life that I wanted financially and fulfillment wise, I had to make a drastic change. And that's when I realized I had to become an entrepreneur. When I realized I had to become an entrepreneur, I dove into clothing and e-commerce. So I started my first brand in February of 2022. And I ran that, grew it to a global scale. And then I started what's called now my company, Phantom Brands. And we build brands for public figures like NBA athletes, NFL athletes, et cetera, if they want their own brand. And we also help brands grow that are in the e-com space. And beyond that, I'm also an online coach. So I started my personal brand this past year in 2024. And because of it, I had people reaching out to me for mentorship and coaching. And that's when I created my coaching program to help founders all around the world help scale their businesses, fix their mindset, et cetera.
Yeah, really interesting story because we're going to talk about law of manifestation, and you're really big on that. And I love how you talk about creating your own reality. And so, the first thing I have a question for you is because a lot of people in your shoes, or a lot of millennials and Gen Z, they feel betrayed by the system. They're like, yeah, I went to school, I took on this debt, I worked for a job, I hated it, I hate my boss, and now I'm forced to become an entrepreneur. And they hate it. Like, they hate the fact that they were lied to. And so how do you, it's great that you took the steps to become an entrepreneur, but a lot of people still have this baggage of resentment and hatred towards the traditional route. And how do you heal from that? How do you become the better version of yourself?
That's a great question. So I would say any trauma at all or any negative feeling at all, you have to understand your relationship with it. No matter if it's a system, no matter if your family betrayed you or your friend betrayed you, whenever something negative happens in your life, we all have a decision of how we want to have a relationship with that past experience. If we're able to shift our awareness to changing the relationship we have in our mind with that previous experience, changing the meaning that experience has in our mind, we can then transform it to a positive. And I'll use your example. So a lot of people are feeling betrayed by the system. They're feeling hurt. They're feeling, in a corner, all of these negative emotions, which are very normal, by the way. The system is not made for us to be abundant and fulfilled. That's definitely not what they have in mind. So we have a choice. The first thing we need to understand as well is every second we spend in a negative state, in a state of upset or fear or worry or doubt, any negative state, it's only hurting us. It's only hurting us. Number two, we can't control it, right? We can only focus on what we can control. If we're going to be in a negative state about something we can't control, that is the number one recipe for an awful disaster, because you're in this state of like purgatory. You can't do anything about it, right? So we need to understand that, one, we have to get into a positive state. We have to. There's nothing we can do about it. It's out of our control. We can only focus on what we can control, and we have to be in a positive state, and we have to learn from it as well. Not every experience is a net negative. There's a lot of negative experience that I've been through, corporate America to be specific, where I've learned a lot of things, right? Not everything is an awful experience. So learn from it, shift your perspective and your relationship on that negative experience, and use those lessons so you can take action and actually control the things you can control. That's how I view it.
Yeah, I love that. And from what you're describing, it sounds like you spend a lot of time learning from, key figures such as Tony Robbins and, these kind of using your emotions. The other question I have for you is, just talking about from zero to success, and you you went from sales to running multiple successful businesses. What are key turning points, and how do you prepare the people listening for this going into 2025? They, like I said, they want to do their own thing. What are your key points of advice?
Yeah, if you're looking to make the transition from corporate to business owner, I would say learn from my mistakes. And one of the mistakes I made early on was waiting to invest in a mentor, in a course, in a program. I waited about a year from when I started working on my first business to actually make that jump. And that hurt me a lot because you need to understand something. Like, experience is great, but you can save so much time going straight to the source of somebody that's already done it. They have the answers for you, right? And the market's not changing that much in a lot of these businesses. So you can really take a massive shortcut by taking the jump and investing in yourself. I would also say it's going to require much more from you than you could ever imagine. It's going to take longer than you probably wanted to. But when you get there, it's very fulfilling. I grew frustrated in the first year because I wanted my success now and I wanted things now, 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 now. And then I came to realize there's a lot I have to learn and it's a process. And if it was this easy, everybody would do it. And trust me, I know if you're looking on Twitter or wherever you are looking on social media, you think everyone's doing it. They're not. Okay. It takes a while. It takes years of work. It takes years of sacrifice. Pay the price and invest in yourself with mentors. And as long as you don't quit, you can get there. But the key is it's going to take a while and you have to be okay with that. Because again, this was my perspective is I'm okay with that. I'm okay with seeing it out and having it take years because the other alternative for the rest of my life was way worse. So I said, okay, I'll tough it out for a couple of years and I'll learn the game and I'll learn the system. And that would be the best piece of advice that I would give someone.
Yeah, I love that. And it's like you see these overnight successes, but actually it took 10, 15 years. They were just,
Yeah.
and the next question I have for you is this idea of what challenges did you face early on during your entrepreneurship career, and how did you view them? How did you overcome them? What should people be aware of as they embark on this journey?
Be aware of everything, okay? You're gonna be so oblivious to what's gonna come at you, but that's okay. That's part of the journey. And so was I, right? I came in very ignorant to a lot of things. I came in from a sales job, an entry-level sales job, where I was simply kind of a soldier, right? I was told what to do, and that was really the extent of it. If I took a half day on a Friday, the company didn't go up. The company didn't, go out of business. Nothing really happened. So the level of responsibility and the level that it takes on a personal level is something you've probably never done before in your life. At least I had not. So what I would say is it's a personal game. Things are going to happen that you have no idea and nobody can prepare you for. Your mentors can help you, but there's going to be a lot of things you cannot prepare for. The only thing that really got me over those humps is refusing to quit. I can just say from personal experience, one of the things that happened in my first year, actually in the first couple of weeks that I launched my very first business, is I was hacked. My Meta and my Instagram and my Facebook were hacked, and I was wiped off the internet. So I'm sitting on inventory. I have a brand new brand. I have people wearing my stuff, and I'm gone off the internet. I have zero presence. And that came from ignorance, right? Like when we take a hard look in the mirror, that came from ignorance. I hired somebody to do a job that I didn't know how to do myself. So I couldn't regulate them. And I couldn't make a great hire because I was lacking my own skill set. And the key thing to do is obviously it can be very, very frustrating when these things happen, right? Obstacles and challenges. You have to learn from them and you have to just not quit, to put it very simply. That's all I did. I said, okay, I'm pissed. I'm very frustrated. How do I come up with a solution fast? What do I learn from this experience? And I need to relax my mind. I need to meditate. I need to manage my state so I don't quit. As long as you don't quit, you learn from these obstacles and you overcome them, nothing can stop you.
I really love your unstoppable mindset, and just how you balance. The other question is, because entrepreneurship is all about hustle, and then there's also you have to stay mentally, emotionally grounded. And so, how do you balance this? This go go go. What is your mindset? Because I really enjoy how you look at things.
Thank you. In terms of the grind, it's going to depend on the person. Here's what I do. I truly believe that we can handle more than we are currently doing. I believe that we can work a lot, and I think that we can be okay. I think that for a lot of people, myself included, we need pieces of our life to complement our work. So I work a lot. I work basically every day, even if it's just a half day. I work every day. I've kind of wired myself to that at this point, that if I don't work, I feel worse. I've conditioned myself like Pavlov. But here's what I will say. Here are some pieces that help round out my life so that mentally I can stay sharp. I'm in the gym every single day. I have to. I have to release endorphins. I have to get stressed out. I have to get out of my office. I meditate every single day. I watch the foods I eat every single day. I make sure I spend time with friends and family at least once or twice a week, even if I'm working a lot, just to get social interaction. Because when you're an online business owner, especially, it's very isolating. You're in your office a lot. You're doing meetings or podcasts or meetings like this. All my clients are remote. So it can be very isolating. And we are human beings at the end of the day. So I would say round out your life with activities and time spent that are going to help your mental health, your physical health, your spiritual health. But then also at the same time, you do have to hunker down, right? It's great to see your family, but you do have to hunker down. Any entrepreneurship journey, any business you want to start takes a lot of work. It's going to take more work than you're used to, especially in a corporate world. And it's the price you have to pay. So work very hard, but also give yourself some of those pieces of your life that round it out so you survive. It's a marathon, not a sprint.
Yeah. And, all these things, the top, what you're, because another great guest, she was saying that, entrepreneurship is a game of personal development. And so you have to, physically and mentally, you have to be at your top. And it's like almost like being an Olympic athlete or professional athlete. Um, the other question I have for you is just in terms of your manifestation, and how have you used manifestation in terms of your mindset, your beliefs, your feelings to create the real results in your life and businesses. And we'll expand upon that.
So manifesting has been very fascinating to me for a very long time. And I've been studying meditation and manifesting since 2021. So I've always seen it as the separator. What really separates somebody that's really, really successful and the average person typically is how they use their mind. They use their subconscious, they program their subconscious, they use their mind, they think. And I use manifesting to further the pursuit of my goals, to make them bigger, to catch them, to hit my goals, etc. Because our mind is going to be our greatest enemy or our best ally, right? It's up to us. We have that choice. And a lot of people, unfortunately, are very unaware of how to program their mind, how to use their mind, how to manifest, do all these things. And something I will say, because manifesting has gone very mainstream, is manifesting is important, but you need insane action too, right? I can't meditate and sit and write things down in a journal and then expect them to just simply come to me. It's a combination. So I use it as extra fuel, like nitrous in a video game when you're racing the car and you press the nitrous and it accelerates you a little bit further. That's how I see manifesting. It's very important to have, but also equally, if not more important, is the absolute burning desire and the output, the true work.
Yeah, so well said. And like I said, it's like you have to take massive action, like Tony Robbins said. And how do you view manifestation? What's the difference between manifestation and luck?
So luck is creatable, actually. I actually don't believe in the generic definition of luck. I think luck is something you can conjure and create without a doubt. And I've gotten luckier over the years, and it's all about how you view the world. I see the things that I want to happen that don't happen, or bad things happen to me. They benefit me. I learn from them. And I see all the great things as being super lucky. So I view luck a little bit differently than I guess most people would. Now, in terms of manifesting and luck, they're very similar. They're very similar. It's really how you just view them. So manifesting is something that's deliberate to somebody that's manifesting. Luck is a coincidence to somebody that doesn't know how to manifest. But anybody that knows how to manifest, that knows how to use their subconscious mind and create their own reality from their mind, knows that luck is a byproduct of the work you put in. Nobody gets lucky. Nobody. It's completely and correlated directly with the work you do on the inner game.
Yeah, and I was because there was a really great book talking about the science of luck, and they actually broke it down, and it's basically what you're talking about, your beliefs, mindset, values, how you feel, how you view the world, plus your actions, and all the preparation. And then the massive action. So I love to get the audience interested in phantom brands, and then people that are interested in becoming an online coach or getting coached as well. What's the key to getting celebrity clientele for just kind of to hit the elephant in the
Yeah, so I would say when we talk about celebrities, you need a brand. You absolutely need to spend the time building a brand. The reason we were able to sign so many celebrities with my first brand, and then also my company now, Phantom Brands, is we worked our way up, and I networked a lot aggressively as the founder. So I was in the clothing space, right? Streetwear. So our celebrity demographic was professional athletes, musicians, actors, things of that nature. And I worked my way up in terms of status. So I did not start at the biggest athlete that we got, or John Summit, who's like one of the probably the best DJ in the world, always wears our stuff. I didn't start at John Summit, right? I started with lower DJs, and then I worked my way into celebrity stylists, and then we just worked the way up as we were building the brand, because this type of clientele is not going to rock with a company or brand that they don't see social proof of people like them, right? There needs to be some people in their sphere that are also incorporated or a part of the company that we're looking at. So work your way up and build a brand and be likable. I would say that matters a lot. Give a lot of value, be very generous with the offers you provide. And that's the formula that's worked for us in terms of getting celebrity clientele.
and it's really interesting because it's kind of building your way up and networking. And so I know we have around 4 or 5 minutes remaining. And what made you shift from building a brand that sells, getting celebrity clients, and then becoming an online coach? What and For people that are interested in becoming an online coach, what advice do you have for them?
Yeah, so I still run Phantom Brands and I'm an online coach, so just doing both at the moment. Now, in terms of if you want to be a coach, the pieces of advice that has worked for me the best is be very vulnerable and authentic with your story. You may think that you've not overcome anything in your life, but you definitely have. You just need to conjure it up and remember it. So, what I would say is talk about the things you've overcome, talk about the problems you've overcome, talk about the things you've done, spread a message that's very authentic, right? There's so many people right now that are trying to create content and trying to build a personal brand. Be you. 1000% be you. And a lot of that, again, back to the inner game, is going to be internal. It's going to be your fear of rejection, your fear of judgment. And that's going to prohibit you subconsciously from actually creating the content that you want to create. So do the inner work on your personal development, and start creating content that's truly, truly, truly aligned with who you are as a person. And you will attract the people that are aligned with you just naturally. Once you start creating content and attracting people, then you can have those conversations. Then you can give free value up front. And before you know it, you're going to have coaching clients. I guarantee it.
Awesome. How can people find you? Check out Phantom Brands, reach out to you for online coaching or for advice on how to become an online coach, and where they find you on socials.
So all my socials are Jared Jennings, LinkedIn, TikTok, Instagram, X, etc. Jared Jennings. That's also my coaching website, so jaredjennings.com. Very, very easy. And Phantom Brands is phantom-brands.com for any e-com owners.
Yeah, awesome. A really inspiring podcast for the last one of the year, and keep up
Yeah.
the great work and continued success next year. And I look forward to hearing all about you in the new year.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.